and welcome to another exciting edition of the Lebu Show. I'm your host, Clarice Lebu, and today with me, I'm joined with a fabulous friend of mine, the beautiful Nora Sakal.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing, sis?
I'm good.
You look, I don't know, 5-star or what? I don't know. You look so good this morning.
Yeah, girl, you do too much.
What's going on?
Nothing much. What's going on?
I see you.
You look good.
Chanel. A lot going on.
Yeah.
Nora, it's good to have you here today.
Thank you.
It's taken a while, but finally you're here.
I'm here.
A lot of people don't know that you're doing so much behind the scenes. Tell us a little bit about you, where you originate from, and all of that good stuff.
Well, I'm Nora Sakal.
Okay.
I'm from Cameroon. Originally.
Yes.
But I've been here most of my life, actually, than I have back home. But, apart from that, I'm just a woman full of love. Yeah.
Nora doesn't like to talk so much about herself,
No.
but we're going to have her talk a little bit today. Nora, so you are into the ministry. When I say ministry, in the ministry of Jesus Christ, you are, what we say, a woman of God. I don't like to use that term, but it's what it is, because we're all God's children. So tell us a little bit how that started for you.
Okay, well, the calling started after I gave my life to Christ. There are a lot of things I didn't understand because the environment I grew up in were Christians where we had no relationship with God. But, I got to give my life to Christ. I was 21, 22. And during that period, I started, developing a more personal one-on-one fellowship. And God would speak to me. But because I never looked at myself like someone that out of the millions of people God would choose, God would ask, hey, I want you to do this, It was a big thing for me. But he did. And, as the years went by, we began to understand more about the vision, the calling, and we began to develop more on ourselves on how to carry out this mandate. So, yeah.
Wow, amazing. So what are the stuff that you're doing behind the scenes that people don't know right now?
I'm into a lot of charity work. I believe that everything is centered around love. If I can't love you, I can't help you. And I don't need to have something from you or gain something from you for me to extend an arm. And so I do a lot of charity work. I believe that's where everything starts. I don't do it because if you're doing it because you're gaining from it, it's no longer love. It's like a business transaction, pretty much. And so I have a foundation called Compass of Love Foundation, where we are about helping those that are out there on the streets, suffering from drug addiction, depression, just wherever the aid is needed is where we are there to extend an arm. It's a bigger vision, so we're just taking it a step at a time, a day at a time, a person at a time. So.
Wow, and when you talked about that, I just recall recently, I didn't know about this story, but recently I've heard that pastors have committed suicide before, but recently I heard of a story of a mega church pastor in California who took his own life, a young father of two, and a husband, and he was so good. And he was a mental health advocate and trying to help people with mental health issues and stuff like that. In the church, honestly, sometimes I feel like they don't talk a lot about these things. We're supposed to pray about it, and for everything to go well, you have to pray about it. But sometimes people lack accountability, like counseling and stuff like that. So is that what you're doing? Like people can come to you if they're going through say something about depression and you help them. Is that it?
The truth of the matter is that there are a lot of people suffering from that than we are aware of.
Yes, that's true.
And the church is silent, and the church is not aware of that. The thing is, we forget, as much as we are spiritual beings, we live in a physical body.
That's true.
And there are things that we have to combat from the physical, where it takes more than just you praying. Praying is the key. Praying is the foundation. Praying is the source. But there's a reason why God created all these counselors and
Yeah,
psychologists
yeah.
and that at place. Not everybody. See, we often like to think that because you are able to handle something, I expect another person to do that. You might be able to put your mind back together through the word of God. Some
Right.
people, they need someone else to sit and talk with them.
Right.
The maturity level is different.
It
The
is.
growth is different. How I tolerate pain is different.
Right.
So we have to be sensitive to that factor, you know. And it is something that in the future I plan to implement because those are very much resources that are needed.
Yeah.
We need counselors,
Yes.
not just pastors that are sitting there counseling that don't have the
Pastors themselves
education. Right.
They need help.
Right. He was a pastor.
Yeah.
And God forbid that we lose another person going
Right,
through that. But the reality is we do need those resources in the church. And what more greater than someone that knows the word, that's
Right.
counseling you, incorporating that. It's not just
Right.
coming here and quoting scriptures. Some of those pastors, some people that quote scriptures, they don't have understanding.
That's true.
And I might quote the scripture, some people they need to implement and relate day-to-day lives. So you have to use all the resources that are available
Yeah.
to be able to help whoever you need to help. Some might need the word, some might need more than the word.
That's
so you have to
true.
have all those available. And it is something that, us Plurima Ministries, we do plan on implementing and having available as the church, grows. And
That's my girl talking, y'all. She is so good. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your life.
Okay.
You're such a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
But I like to be honest, and because when we do stuff like this and when we have opportunities to share on platforms like this, we're helping other people. You as a woman, I don't want to use the word thick, but you are a big,
It's okay.
a big woman.
It's okay.
All right. So, what do you have challenges dating or meeting people and connecting with guys and stuff like that? Because what I'm saying is most times women that look physically like you are being turned to, like, guys feel like you're so strong, you got it all together, you're independent, which is a good thing, but sometimes they tend to run away or shy away and feel like you're proud and stuff like that. But she is like one of the most simplest person you can imagine. She's very simple and down to earth.
The thing is, I do look like I'm extravagant, but
with the Chanel going on right here, I'm like, where
I like to look good. Don't get it twisted. I like looking good. I believe
nothing wrong with that.
Look, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's true when you are confident, especially when you know who you are and you're walking in that identity. It's kind of difficult because I'm gonna speak from my experience. I don't know about anybody else. So, what I have run into. It's not the problem of men. It's mostly vision related.
Oh.
Because I'm so into what my purpose, that I have become my purpose. Like literally everything about life is related with that. If I'm talking to friends, I'm trying to do business, I'm trying to, whatever it is, it's in relation to that. And
which is what we're supposed to do that.
Right. But not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
And so when I meet people, men that are interested,
I like you to differentiate because man, this part of the world where you gotta say it right. It's men when you say people, we're like, okay.
When I meet men who are interested, when it comes to a more personal, like intimate relationship, oftentimes the problem that I face is they are in love with the package. They like the look, they like the mindset, but then the weight that comes with it, they're not ready for that because it takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of selflessness. To become what I know I am. So the process of it, I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, do you want this or do you want this? Before, I'm battling, but right now I'm like, you know what, is this or nothing? So if you got a cup for this, it's okay. I can, mellow down a little bit, but if it means giving up this, no, I'm good, thank you. But I know, the plans gotta have for me, it's plans for good.
Yes.
Trust for me,
Yes.
so I'm good.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
but it's a beautiful thing. I believe in love, and I want to love. You know,
Yes.
I have a lot of love to give, but I'm not gonna.
Settle for less.
No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that, and it's okay. So if you're out there watching and you're a guy, you know, we're gonna leave her contacts below. You might want to reach out. She's very open.
Look, she's telling me.
Very open-minded, so she can chat with you whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Wow, Nora. So let's talk a little bit about back home before we run up. Where for those of you that know, we're originally from Cameroon, and Cameroon is found in Central Africa, and sometimes people say West Africa. So we're kind of like the trigger of Africa. Whether if you look at the African map. We're neighbors to Nigeria, Congo. I'm just trying to describe because a lot of people are like, "Where is that?"
They can Google
it's on
it.
the map. Google it, y'all. Google it. But we're a nation that is going through a difficult time. This is like almost 4 years today. We've been going through so much. People have been dying. You know, there's just a lot going on. So you might want to Google that or go to Twitter, whatever, to search more for yourself. But with all that is happening back home, I know most of your family members are here, but you still, of course, still have family back home.
Yeah.
And I know you do work back home, you support people back home. What would you say to someone who is in a difficult place in their life and are trying to give up?
See, that's a tricky thing because there's a reason why someone feel as though they can no longer move forward. Okay. And I think it has a lot to do with them not seeing who they are, them not seeing the potentials, them not seeing what they are worth. Okay. And because at one point in my life, you know, before I found Christ and everything, I went through that whole mental, you know, your mind is playing with you like, okay, you ain't all that. Okay, yes, you are something. Okay, you know, people are seeing you, but you can't see in yourself what people are seeing you.
Right.
So for someone to first get to that place where they don't want to give up, it has to do with a lot of discovering who you are. And once you discover who you are, it makes the process so much easier because you see all the potentials, you see how much the world needs you. And then when you understand that you're no longer living for you, you are not created for you. It changes your whole mindset. You look at people differently. You look at things differently. Like when I walk out through the door, it's like the Lord just opens my eyes, and when I look at someone and I notice something is not right, or I'm just sitting, I'm like, oh my God, how can I talk to this person? How can I approach this person? But in a time where we leave, you can't really just walk up. You have to implement strategies, you know. But the thing is, just hold on a little bit longer. Put in a little bit more work to yourself. Seek a little bit deeper, you know. Soul searching for you. Live for you first. Discover you first. And then you can be able to be and become that which you were created to be. And don't be moved by what people have to say. People always have their opinions, okay? You're doing good, they're going to talk about it. You're doing bad, they're going to talk about it. You ain't doing nothing, they're going to talk about it. So you have to live for you. Find what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting, as long as you're not affecting others in a negative way, do you. You know, you have a lot of opposition. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares? But it takes a while. It takes a while. It took a while for me to believe that I was called as a woman of God. Because for a long time I was like, but now I'm a woman. How? You know, for a long time. But I finally did. And I go, okay, Lord, so you said this. So how do I go about it? And the way he shows, I'm like, well, I can't do that. You know, so it's a process. It's just a day at a time, a moment at a time. If you want to look at it as an overload, it would overweigh, you know. So, yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for saying that. And also, we also need one another. We do need one another, though, because even though we say people are always going to talk or whatever, but I just want to say there's always going to be someone that can help you talk to people. Talk to people. Someone like me, I come across as a strong person. You know, I can do this, I can do that. But sometimes it's I want to share with someone, but it's so hard to find that one person. But I thank God that I have some people that I can reach out to if I'm down and stuff like that. So, Nora, where can we find you on social media? How can we follow you in Instagram, Facebook, whatever that you have?
Currently, I'm only on Facebook.
Okay.
But eventually, within the next few months or year, we're gonna expand. So you can find me on Facebook at Nora Sakal.
No Snapchat?
No, no Snapchat.
I think she's
Just
the
my.
one. I think she's the one that gave us Snapchat, y'all. She has Snapchat.
No, it's
I
my
know.
business Snap. It's for business. So I'm
share the
talking
business
about.
with us.
I'm talking about mostly
I know you're
personal
also-
contact.
alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Personal contact will be on Facebook. That's the only social media that I'm on. Yeah.
And she's
currently.
also a beautician.
Yeah, I have a cosmetic line.
She didn't want to say that. I'm just going to say she's also a beautician. She
I
has
have
a
a
cosmetic
natural
line.
skincare line. Yeah.
So you might want to hit her up on
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
and so she can help you keep your skin glowing and looking all good. Nora, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank
It was
you.
great having
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And keep looking fabulous
Thank
and doing
you.
the work like you
Thank
do
you.
as always. Fine, girl. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode with my friend and sister Nora Sakal. Make sure you follow her on Facebook and live your life trusting God and believing that He is able to do it all. Alright, I'll come your way again next time, God willing. Stay tuned, keep watching The Labu Show. Bye bye.